Hello, welcome to dedoc and welcome to Doc Day. My name is Bastian Hauck and I am the founder of dedoc, an international community of diabetes advocates engaged in peer support, advocacy, and user-driven research. dedoc's Doc Day is our platform for people living with diabetes. And twice a year, we invite advocates from around the world to join us for this live event to present their projects, their initiatives, to raise awareness around what matters and share their lived experience and personal stories. We have hosted Doc Days in person during diabetes conferences such as EASD since 2017, and then went fully virtual when COVID struck, a move that allowed Doc Day to include speakers from around the world and reach a global audience. Now, last week, for the first time since 2019, EASD, the world's largest diabetes conference, returned in full force and took place in person in Stockholm. And we were able to host our first ever EASD dedoc symposium. Now, this is a big deal. And if you were there or joined us online, you will know why. If you missed it, instead of repeating myself, I'd like to invite you to find the full recording of this amazing event on our website or on our Facebook or YouTube channel. And trust me, you will not be disappointed if you review that. There was another big deal going on at EASD. Through our dedoc Voices scholarship program, we managed to bring a group of 25 diabetes advocates, our dedoc Voices, some of whom you will meet today, to Stockholm, with another group joining us virtually from around the world. And if you follow the hashtags dedoc or EASD on social media, you will have seen thousands of posts, because this is what the dedoc Voices program is all about: bringing people with diabetes to scientific conferences so they can participate and ask questions and join the discussions and then pay it forward. And before I get too excited about how amazing our dedoc Voices did just that, it is my great honor to invite Renza Scibilia, our head of advocacy here at dedoc, to the stage to give a brief summary of last week and of our symposium. Renza, are you here?
I'm here. Even though it's ridiculously early in the morning on Friday, I'm from the future. How are you, Bastian?
I'm great. And Renza, I forgot to say, is joining us live from Melbourne, Australia. She just returned. Are you still jet lagged?
You know what? I was getting over my jet lag and then you made me get up in the middle of the night. So I'm jet lagged all over again, I think. But it's fine. It's fine. It's all good.
Tell us about last week in Stockholm. What were your highlights?
Oh, I have so many. It was such a remarkable few days, wasn't it? I think for me, it was, living and breathing Nothing About Us Without Us. I have stickers all over my room that I brought back from EASD, and we had these at our booth. To be at a conference where people with diabetes, sure, we may have been there, but very much on the fringes before, but to have such a prominent place at the conference with our symposium, with our dedoc Voices, but also it was everybody expecting that we were there. I can't tell you how many times people said, oh, you're here with dedoc and the dedoc Voices. People know who we are and know that there are people with diabetes on the ground, and it's our rightful place. And as Chantal Mathieu said to us in her welcome at the symposium, you belong here, you have a place here, you are welcome here. So I think that from the perspective of that lived experience place of people with diabetes, it was so wonderful to feel that we were very, very much where we should be. Nothing about us without us. And what an absolutely incredible job our dedoc Voices, so the 25 that were there and also the 25 then that were watching virtually, their reporting of the conference was incredible. They went to so many sessions, and if you have a look and follow the EASD 2022 hashtag on Twitter, the vast majority of what we were seeing in terms of people sharing with their community, it was people with diabetes. It was people from the dedoc Voices program. So I think that the really critical thing for us to be aware of is that people with diabetes have a role and a place at these conferences. And for so many people beyond our Voices program and beyond dedoc, this is the only way that they know what is being discussed, that latest breaking research and about some really important topics as well. I could talk for the next 90 minutes about it, but I won't do that because I know we've got some amazing speakers. But I just really think that it was a hugely successful event all over. You know, EASD was hugely successful, but having, you know, people with diabetes so prominent at the conference was absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Thank you, Renza. Thank you for summing this up so well. And again, as I said in the very beginning, if you missed it, if you haven't been in Stockholm or haven't been able to follow live, please go to the dedoc website, dedoc.org/symposium. You can rewatch the dedoc symposium there. You will find an interview with Renza and myself about EASD there. But even more so, just head over to Twitter or Instagram or Facebook or whatever social medium is yours, and just search for these two hashtags, dedoc and EASD 2022, and you will find a lot of reporting. We're still running social media analytics, but yes, it was more than 50% of overall traffic at EASD created by this small group of 50-some dedoc voices, people living with diabetes right in the middle. And last thing to say, Chantal Mathieu, who, if you've never heard her name before, Chantal Mathieu is the Senior Vice President of EASD. She not only opened our symposium, she welcomed the dedoc voices and was staying with us for the full first hour, came by our booth several times. It was truly a remarkable experience.
It really was. It really, really was.
At this point, I would not only like to thank you, Renza, for summing this up, and thank our dedoc voices who did such a remarkable job in Stockholm and virtually. I would also like to thank our partners. Partners are supporting the dedoc voices scholarship program, especially this year for EASD and for ISPAD, now that we're going live again, now that it's in person. And ISPAD, by the way, is taking place in 2 weeks in Abu Dhabi. So if you missed EASD, in 2 weeks, you'll have a chance to see again how the dedoc voices pay it forward and talk about the conference, so you can follow even if you can't make it to the UAE. So we will once again gather a group of diabetes advocates from around the world in Abu Dhabi for ISPAD. A warm thank you goes to our partners, to Novo Nordisk, to Lilly Diabetes, to Medtronic, to Diabeloop, and to Dexcom. These are the partners who have been supporting us for quite a while. There have been others in the past, but they're specifically the ones who have been supporting this year for EASD and will be supporting in 2 weeks for ISPAD. And thank you, really, thank you very much for your continuous support, because we couldn't do what we do without you. And we will hear from some of you, from some of our partners later today here at Doc Day. Now, there's one thing I really want to do before we start. I'd like to send best wishes to Steffi, our head of comms and community here at DDoc. She is the one who prepared today's Doc Day. She was, of course, supposed to be here today. She was supposed to moderate. Unfortunately, she and Hannah, our COO, who's running this show right now, despite also being sick, both of them tested positive, corona positive, upon returning from EASD from Stockholm. So, Steffi, if you're watching, which I hope you are, everyone here is sending you best wishes for a really speedy recovery. And Hannah, thank you for running this event from behind the scenes, despite feeling so awful. I don't know what I would do without you. So please bear with us if some things may seem a bit rough around the edges today. As you can see, I'm moderating from my home, not as planned from our studio, because we didn't want to risk getting together, of course. We've had to make some last-minute changes to the program as well, but I trust we'll be fine. I look forward to an exciting Doc Day with our DDoc voices and diabetes advocates now. We're expecting more than a dozen speakers from 9 countries. We will be launching the Blue Balloon Challenge later, so stay tuned for this amazing awareness campaign. And we invite all of you to join us for Doc Night, our virtual after party, to meet our partners, the speakers, enjoy a glass of virtual wine and amazing conversations after we're done here. It's taking place on a great platform called Kumo Space. Don't miss it. You will want to be there. I'd also like to invite all of you to contribute to Doc Day. At the DDoc Symposium, if you were in Stockholm, you could just raise your hand, come forward and make a question or a comment. Here you can do the same. You can post your questions and comments on our Facebook Live. If you're following on Facebook, we will be able to see your comments and questions and bring them into this broadcast right now. So we can loop them in here. Our speakers may also join the conversation there after the presentation to chat with you directly. So if you want to take part in the conversation, just go to our facebook.com/dedoc.org page and don't forget to leave a like behind.